Hi, this is George Slater here, Director of Marketing for Worldwide Salon Marketing, presenting Salon Owners on Fire. I'm here with Lee Goff, our National Success Manager. Hi Lee.
Hi, how you going, George?
I'm good. So welcome to Salon Owners on Fire. We're going to get right into it. So what we're going to be covering today is what's been working out in the marketplace in the last week or so. We've been talking to salon owners about. We're also going to be touching on what Salon Owners on Fire is about, the way the system works, and we're going to be looking at the back of the website. We're going to be taking you straight in there so we can see everything. Hopefully you guys have downloaded a worksheet that looks something like this, and you'll be filling that in as we go through the session. If not, it was on the link that we sent you, so you can quickly go off and maybe print it out, okay? But just bear with us, you can always get to it later. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about now is what we've been talking about to a few of the salon owners, which is really getting ready for Christmas. We're now in October. It's only, 12, 13 weeks to Christmas.
Yeah.
And what we find is that a lot of salon owners don't do things. They don't have a calendar to put things in place.
Yeah.
They're not ready and raring to go for Christmas. And more important as well, it's not just Christmas. Christmas is a fantastic time because virtually everybody's going to be busy anyway. You can maximize the money that you're going to make. But what people forget is that is their selling time for when you come back from holiday. So we have so many salon owners ringing us up on 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever day you return back from holidays going, what should we do? We haven't got any bookings. There's no marketing going on. We've been on holiday. So the time to do your marketing, the time to do your marketing, what we support is doing your marketing through the end of November into December, pre-booking people into January, February, so you don't have that lull. You don't have those 5 or 6 weeks of where you don't even break even. We want to make sure that you're not in that position. You're breaking even and making a small profit at least into January, February makes such a big difference to your figures at the end of the year.
Absolutely. The thing is that if you do let that lull start happening, it's hard to catch up. You know, you find that you're battling to catch up, especially if you're not making a profit.
Yeah.
You know, you still got to pay your therapists, etc.
Oh yeah.
So planning ahead is so important. The rent. So
because you paid rent over Christmas.
Yep.
You paid payroll over Christmas. You probably paid out Christmas bonuses.
That's it.
As a salon owner, you probably pay for everybody to have a party.
Bought them a present.
Yeah. Then you've got 2 weeks off with no retail coming in. You may work between the Christmas and New Year's break and get some money in there.
Yeah.
But it's normally a short week, only 3 days or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and things going hell for leather. You don't then have time to think. Now's the time to do the thinking and some of the doing. So when that period comes, you're making the money, but you're also pre-booking and getting people in your January and February time when the danger period really is.
And having ideas in place is so important because of the fact that, often when you're so busy through that, lead up to Christmas, etc., you don't have a lot of time or energy to think, oh gosh, what am I going to do to make this work through into January? Having things like templates and promotional ideas, which is what this package is all about, is the perfect opportunity to just go, right, we're going to do this, this and this, and that'll flow through into January.
Yeah, and as you've seen, Lee, we've got systems we've been running for 10 years. You don't need to change them very much each year.
It's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science.
Making sure they happen.
Very much so. So within Salon Owners on Fire and the membership system, Salon Owners on Fire, just to remind everybody, is a system of 3 things. Basically, it is a template website where you can get hundreds and hundreds of templates to cover every single event, video training, people putting up things that they've used, been very successful, where they've taken our templates, slightly adjusted them, and then they very kindly put them back up. A great Facebook group where you've got lots of like-minded salon owners, just like you, who've probably been through some struggles, and they're on the other side of it in most cases. Some of the ones have been with us a while, and they're the ones who stretch out the arm and help pull you through the fog sometimes.
And it's
into
so
the
important
light.
because often when you're going through some sort of lull, or you're feeling stressed and you're not sure what to do next, you often, because you're so busy at work, you don't have that opportunity to meet other people who run their businesses or own their salons. And sometimes you don't necessarily want to speak to staff about it because it's an issue that you need to deal with. But having someone else who's an owner, been in that position, you can go backwards and forwards and just get those ideas. Then it takes that, as they say, share a problem, halve a problem.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of thing that can be so helpful.
Yeah. It is after a while when people have got used to using the templates, they're all using them, and they're sort of over that, and they can do that very easily.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Then they say that the group is the most favourite thing because they can just ask questions and get answers from real people who've done it, been there, had that issue before, used that template before, taken on that product before, or not taken on that product because the feedback from the group is so good.
And because there are so many templates, often there's such a selection that you haven't tried something. By talking to other salon owners, it sometimes is just, they say, well, look, I use such and such, and it was an absolute burster. It worked really well. Oh, great, I didn't even think of using that. That's what I'm going to do for lead up to Christmas.
Because everybody's slightly different. There's different demographics in each salon or spa or wherever.
Yeah, that's right. And they can tweak those templates slightly. We don't want them dumbing them down because obviously the message is there and it's working.
Yeah.
But in the same sense of the word, they can tweak it and sometimes, just perfect for their own client base.
Yeah. So the two things you got going for you that you must get prepared for, and when we look into the Salon Owners on Fire system later on, into the templates, we'll show you some of the Christmas stuff. But in Australia, we've got the Melbourne Cup coming up. In America, obviously, you've got Halloween, which is a big event over in the States, a bit in the UK, a bit in Canada, and a little bit in Australia now.
Thanksgiving over in the US as well. So
and also then Christmas. So those are the two things that you need to be gearing up for. That's what we've been talking to salon owners this week. But just going through, we're back onto the worksheet now. So we're going to go through the worksheet just before we go through the Salon Owners on Fire system. And you've got your worksheet in front of you, and some of the things that we've talked on there is my worksheet out of order here? It is.
No.
Just give me a few seconds.
No, that's all right.
I was round the wrong way. Okay, so
that's what's going to bring those clients and prospects.
Yeah. So really, when we talk about marketing, we don't talk about branding too much. We talk about what we call direct response marketing. And what is that? What is direct response marketing? Basically, it's any activity that brings a client or prospect to you with a predisposition to buy at the price you want to charge and get it when you want them to get it. So, and that's really the difference. When somebody picks up the phone, you answer the phone rather than saying how much is a cut and colour.
But you still got that special going.
Yeah. What we want them to say is not what's the price of this, how much is a facial, how much is a wax. What we want them to say is, I saw this offer with this included. I want that. I understand the price. How do I book?
Yeah.
That's the difference between having an offer out there in the marketplace and getting them to respond to it. Whether you've sent it out in the media of SMS, push notifications, websites, Facebook, direct mail, adverts, yellow pages, whatever it is, the media doesn't really matter.
No.
The message and the offer you're sending remains the same.
Yeah.
But the response you want back is, I want to buy that. I'm happy to pay the price. How do I book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
so
it. That's absolutely it. It's making sure that they are ringing basically to get into your salon as quickly as they can and take advantage of that offer.
Yeah. And the questions on the worksheet is, why is that so important to you? And the first thing is, it allows you to turn over your marketing dollars more often. So what we're on about, we're not about long-term branding and things like that. We want to say, right, we're going to put $500 into a direct mail campaign on Monday, and by Thursday we've got 12 clients in, 5 clients in, 10 clients in, whatever, and that's returned our money. So we put $500 in, and the way we count a client, we just don't count them for the money they spend. We count them as a rebooking client. So normally in hair, it's about 8 times a year.
Yeah.
And in a salon, it's every month, in a beauty salon or day spa. So that's 12 times a year.
Yeah.
So right. Hair salon's about every 6 weeks, which is 8 times. So you take your average, which is normally, let's say, $100 to $125 per client, and you times that by that. So in beauty salon, that'll be $1,200. If it's a hair salon, it'll be about $1,000.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that way you're getting a value on your client.
Yeah.
On an annual basis.
Yeah.
So excellent. And you can see how important it is to bring those clients in, especially when you can start calculating out those figures.
Very much
you really notice how important it is to get the new clients in and also hold on to them.
Yeah. So you may only have $500, $1,000 to spend on marketing, but what you want to do is turn that over every week. So that works out, if you've got $1,000, it's $52,000 you've spent.
Yeah.
But you've got back 10 or 20 times that amount in long-term clients.
Yeah, exactly.
The other beauty about it is, obviously, when you send out an offer like that, is it completely trackable.
Yeah. And
you know exactly what's come in.
I know, and that is such an important thing, because, you know, often in a small business, you are working to a budget and very closely, and losing track of how much you've spent can completely throw your figures out. So knowing exactly what you've spent on that promotion and what you're receiving back makes such a big difference.
Yeah, very big.
Really, really helps.
And the third thing that we talk about is we've got Christmas coming up. Now, often at Christmas, you've done your marketing beforehand. You're really talking then about marketing the salon, making sure you're getting all the retail sales you can, making sure you're getting all the rebookings you can, making sure you've upgraded all the services that you can.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be full anyway. It's just a question of building that up so you make an extra 15-20% turnover by getting your clients to spend more.
Yeah.
But what the marketing can do with direct response marketing, you just turn it off.
Yeah.
You don't need it at Christmas.
No.
You know, save your Christmas money for January or February when you really need it.
That's it.
So that's the third point. It allows you to turn it off. Yeah. Now, the next thing we've got is the use of mobile marketing. Now, I'm sure everybody's seen the recent iPhone event. You know, they've got the 6, the big one, the smaller one.
Yeah.
A new series of them. 8 million people watching that podcast. The thing blew up a little bit, but that was bigger than that guy jumping out of that Skylab thing.
Yeah,
okay.
That's right.
Mobile is going absolutely crazy. We are only at the beginning of it, but it's still the most important thing that salons need to jump on, is making sure they're using the medium of mobile. Okay, again, the message is the same and your market is the same, but the thing to remember is I need to get my salon into their phone somehow.
Absolutely. Everyone is walking around with that phone in their hand. Everyone's looking at it. I mean, people have it attached to their ear almost.
All the time.
And if they're not attached to their ear, they're looking at it and they're jumping on apps and so on and so forth.
All the time.
So they want to find information quickly and be able to respond quickly if necessary.
Yeah. Now, we've got a question here, which is, what is the new percentage high of mobile use? And it's literally changing every day. Now, I can go out and look at any report, but basically it's gone way over 50% now of all the clients. So this is the people connected to the internet. How are they connected? A mobile device or a laptop or a desktop. And the majority now, mobile devices. Outstripping fantastically and very quickly, desktop. A lot of people are going, they're actually turning their desktops off. They're putting their laptops away. They're doing everything on a phone and maybe a tablet. Yeah,
that's right. Makes them very mobile, makes it easy for them, quick access. That's and especially if people coming into your salon, free Wi-Fi, or going to other places, free Wi-Fi. They
You've got to have it.
You can't be without them.
You've got to have it. And what the major shift in those new potential means is that people are searching for your salon on a phone. Okay, so what are the people going to do when they find your salon? First of all, make sure it's there.
Yep.
2, make sure the phone number is easy to get to, so they can go click to call on the mobile phone.
Yeah. And how often do we see it, George, where people,
all the time.
They think that their website is beautiful, they think their app's really terrific, but when you actually go on and you look at that app, where's the phone number? Scrolling through, it's not actually...
People won't scroll, they'll use the back button and they'll go somewhere else.
That's right.
So your phone number is the most wanted response, getting that call into your salon, getting your receptionist to book them in, and, that's it, really. Your local business, your retail business. And what the figures actually say is that 70% of people searching for a local business on a mobile phone will call that business.
Yep.
Okay, if they can find the telephone number, if they find the click to call, that's the important thing.
Yeah.
And out of that 70%, 56% will call and visit the business within 24 hours.
Yeah,
48 hours, which is
phenomenal.
Absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. And these figures come they come actually from Telstra, they come from some of the Baby Bells in the States, and they come from BT in the UK. All virtually the same. That people are searching on the phone, they find something, they ring it, there and then they want to book.
And if they don't want to miss it, especially if there's a scarcity where you've only got so many spots left. They don't want to miss out.
No, you've got to knock everybody else on that Google search or on that Apple search or on that Yelp search or on that map. You've got to be, up in the top 3 to get them knocked out.
People don't look on page 2, 3, 4.
No, not at all. Okay, and now just a slight change in subject is how to create a great marketing message to go on that new media, on that push notification off your Salon app or off your website or off your your Apple map or your Yelp listing within those things. And what we typically see in the salon industry, and so many people follow it, is the name of the business. Now, as a salon owner, you may be in love with the name of your business, but to be honest, most of your customers don't really care.
No.
The name is not really going to...
It's not going to... That's actually not going to make them...
it's not going to make them pick up the phone.
Spend their money.
Pretty pictures. Pictures have a place, but most pretty pictures don't carry any message. They're just a pretty picture
with
no
put a pretty picture
no words.
No
why call me, no call to action, no before and after. Okay? And, awards. Awards are great. They have a great value and a great place, but why put it on your ad with no message around it?
No.
It's just
that's the sort
somebody
of thing
holding
you
an
can
award.
Have in your salon for people to look at once you've actually got them in there.
We love awards, but in the right place.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the 3 things that we see all the time, and they don't really add that much value in terms of getting people to just respond directly and immediately. What you should be looking to have in there is, 1, a compelling headline.
Something
the
that's
headline.
Going to catch the eye, that, they'll respond to it quickly because they think, that's what I want. That's what I need.
And
tell me more.
Those words, what they want, not what you want to sell them, what's in it for them. So a spray tan is not a spray tan. A spray tan is look good when you go to the beach.
Look 2 kilos lighter.
Fat calf is not, is not you losing weight. Is you're going to look sexier. So that's what we mean by the headline must have a benefit for them. Okay.
Because as far as it doesn't matter what you think; it's what they think they're going to get or what they are wanting out of that. So you've got to catch their attention quickly with a good headline.
And then you have to have a great offer. Why should they come and see you rather than any other hair salon, beauty salon, or day spa on the planet? Okay, and that's your offer. Your offer needs to be succinct, okay, and it needs to get them to pick up the phone now. So within the offer even, you need things like scarcity, only it's going to last this long. There's only that many of them. And there's got to be a great offer to make them pick that phone up because there's so many people who think about it that they just don't pick it up.
And they need that proof too. So before and after photos.
Before and after
like
picture.
They're so important.
What would the weight loss industry be without before and after?
Exactly.
What would it be?
Especially when you're looking at a picture of the cellulite there, the cellulite gone.
Those
sort of things are...
Spray tan. White bum, brown bum. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
Bum with lines on it, bum with no lines on it.
That's it. It does wonders.
Abs? No abs, some abs.
I think that might take more than a spray tan.
It might take more than a spray tan. Okay, and to help you put those things together, to get a brilliant offer, you really need to understand who your client is. Because there's no point putting an offer out there that doesn't speak to your perfect client. And when we say the perfect client, we're not talking about the 1 or 2 funny one. We're talking about the average client who comes into your salon. So when we look at saying who is the perfect client, there's a number of things that you can actually do that on the worksheet to help you do the name.
That's right. It's really important.
Very important.
Because of the fact that it basically gives you that opportunity to put together a sort of a profile of who you're looking for.
It makes the marketing much easier.
Yeah.
What is their age? Their name can often almost bear their age because
because we know that there's trends in names.
Very much. My name's George, which came obviously. All the kings and queens are named after me. And you notice recently we've had a prince born in the UK. A lot of kids are now being called George after it.
Absolutely.
And obviously there's going to be a new prince or princess born soon. And there'll be an upsurge in copies of that name.
Everyone will be naming their child that.
So a name can carry quite a lot of image with it. Okay, their age, where do they live? What are the suburbs you really want to focus on, where you want your perfect clients to come from? Don't think about necessarily where they're coming from now.
No.
Think of where you want them to come from in the future.
What the average income is of those particular areas, because if you're offering a service and your salon is looking at a sort of maybe a higher end costing, so to speak, you need to know that the clients that you're going to be bringing in can afford that and are looking for that type of thing.
Yeah, well, low end, it can,
or lower end, absolutely, it doesn't matter.
The profit sometimes is in quick turnover of small services.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's big ones.
And sometimes people get stuck because of the fact that they are their salon has put out an image of a certain type of thing they do.
Yep.
In fact, we were talking to a lady today who has a day spa, and she does a lot of packages, beautiful packages and everything else, but she really needs to get the word out there that she does everything else.
Yep.
And so
just those little services that fill in the half an hour here and there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, take her above break even every week, makes a big difference to the profit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, and other questions may you ask, do they have a family? Are they single? Because they'll spend different money in different ways, turn up at different times, depending on if they have a family or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we service not just one person from that house? Can we service the whole family?
Yeah. Why do they need your service? What is it that makes your service, important to them? Why do they need it? Because they want to look better for their job. They need to look better because they need to feel better for the beach. Why do they actually need your service? Another very important question to ask, and helps massively when you put your offer together. And who else do they do business with? If the clients are members of a health gym, you might put your offer in that way that when you finish at the gym, come over here and do this, or when you've finished this, go to the gym. So there could be a lot of things on who do they do business before. If you like this shop, you will love our service. Yeah, those types of things going on.
And sometimes you need to think outside the box too, because there's the obvious sort of areas or different types of workplaces that you can work in conjunction with, but sometimes you're thinking of hair and beauty, but think of a florist. Sometimes especially around those sort of Valentine's Day and so on and so forth, being able to work in conjunction with someone who is also going to be busy in that time. The florist. Okay, they buy something from the florist, but they'll get something from you.
They may get a $25 introductory gift voucher.
That's right. So it takes and the florist can work from that, because you can do the same thing going back your way.
Very much so.
And you get a $25 voucher at the florist. So hubby can go and get two things at once, and his wife thinks he's wonderful.
And the other thing we talk about is why should they come to you? This is really what we call the unique selling point. And it's a very simple thing today. The client we were talking to today, we told a very simple way of working this out. Ask your clients. Say to them, normally the question is, what really upsets you about going to a hair salon, a beauty salon, a day spa? And most of them will rattle off 3-4 things, and you'll find that out of 10 of them, 9 of them have exactly the same top 2. And just answer that question. So the example we had today was, we have a client down south of Perth, and she asked her clients, and the clients came back and said they're a bit older, their demographic is older, they're married, they have money, their husbands work, generally they're at home looking after the children's stuff. And they say, what really they didn't like was the fact that they were a bit older and somebody much younger was coming in and doing their facial, and they wanted an older person with more experience. Now this lady actually doesn't employ anybody under the age of 38. It just happens that way. And that's now become a unique selling point, that you are going to be serviced by somebody who's had at least 38 years of experience.
That's right.
And you're not going to get a young person come out to do your service. And for her demographic, that works brilliantly. People really respond to that.
That's what the people wanted, so she's said, fine, that's what I'm going to give. And it's not discriminatory or discrimination against younger people. It's just the fact that in her business, that's what's going to work.
That's what they want. Now,
she's got to take advantage of that.
You could have a tanning salon where you get much younger clients. It's completely different. You won't be serviced with anybody older than 38.
That's right, and that's exactly right. So that it works for under all different circumstances.
So we're moving on now to the question. Hopefully you've taken those notes down and you can start seeing some of the ideas that we're thinking about and the way that we work, because everything we've done there really then relates back to some of the things you can get within the templates within the Salon Owners on Fire system. You can actually go, right, they're the demographics I want, that's the type of feel I want, that's the type of unique selling point that I'm going to have. Now I can go and find, the template for Christmas that works with that audience.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to write it yourself, because let's face it, most of you didn't get into, running a salon to become copywriters. I know I'm not very good at copywriting. That's why we have a copywriter.
Yeah.
I'm not good at graphics. But we have people who've done that, who put those systems together, so you can quickly go, that's the type of offer I want, that's the type of client I go, right, there's an offer, I can just grab it, change a few bits of detail, bang, I can get it out.
And it's done, and it looks great.
Yep.
It's all the wording's done. It's basically a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Which I think is what people are after, because it's hard work trying to think of things to write. It's hard work trying to think of, how to put it all together. And so on and so forth. That all takes so much time and
effort that you don't want to be using.
Well, you've done a day's work, especially if you're
and
on
not
the
proven.
tools. No, that's it.
Going out and doing it yourself, you have to test it yourself. Whereas you can get systems that have already been proven.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a list of some of the things if you think of really getting into marketing and selling that you're really going to need. Okay, to make the marketing effective. And the first thing that we always ask people, the first question we always ask is, how big is your list? And it doesn't matter, it matters in the future, but it doesn't matter at the moment if you've got it on cards, you've got it on your iPhone, your iPad. Having the list is the most important thing.
It's such an important thing. Having those important detailed clients, and it's basic. It doesn't take long to get it. It's something that's simple, but so many salons forget to ask the questions. And when it comes to actually getting your information out, you need it.
Yeah.
It just makes life easier.
What happens staff today, we say, right, we want you to send out a direct mail piece, a piece of actual real hard copy letter, because they work fantastically well now. 15 years ago, people's letterboxes were full.
Yeah.
Their emails were empty. Today, your email's full of spam.
Yeah.
Your letterbox is empty. So we use that medium. To use that medium, obviously, you need a name and address. And so many people we go, we haven't been collecting them for 5 years. We have. Value of your business just dropped.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
So you must collect their email address, their mobile phone number, their home phone number, and their full address. And you can do so many things with that information.
Birth dates are important too.
And if you can get them.
If you can get them.
You can get the birth date, maybe not the year.
Yeah. Just ask for the day.
Yeah. So the first thing you need is a great list. Okay, and you can only start from where you are. So whatever your list is, start working on it now. Start getting it better. There are really, really inexpensive salon marketing systems out there now.
Yeah.
Online, the choice is very, very, very wide. You can always call our office if you want some help with that.
Yeah.
But they're great things to use. So I would highly recommend having a system to put them into.
Guarantee.
A guarantee.
So important.
Everybody guarantees the work. There's virtually not a salon owner that we come across in 10 years who've not told us that they haven't given some money back at some time. So they actually have a guarantee. The thing is, they hide it. They hide it down in the drawer down there. They don't show it to anybody. Now, the power of the guarantee is basically getting people to pick this up. Yeah, they're so close to doing it, but they don't want to make a fool of themselves.
Not sure if I should. I haven't been there
edge.
before. What if it's not great?
Yeah, offering a guarantee will push them over that edge.
Yeah.
And, there can be guarantees like, if you're not completely satisfied with what you've done, you'll get your money back. And virtually anyway, it's either you're going to fix it or give their money back anyway. It's just now you're shouting about it. Now you've completely changed your guarantee up to everybody around you because they're not shouting about it.
That's right.
Same guarantee, but they're not shouting about it. Time is also a great thing that we do. Going back to USP, we go, if you're on time and we're late, the service is free. Okay. That then puts the onus on them to turn up on time. And you can put systems in the background so you make sure that you're always on time.
So it's sort of working both ways.
Very much so.
You guarantee that you're coming on time, we'll guarantee that your service is started right on time.
Yeah. And when the question's asked in our forum of how many people have actually called on it, you always get one or two, and the clients that call on it anyway. And often, it's a good way to get rid of them.
Yeah.
We do have brilliant stories of getting rid of them, One guarantee was, if you're not completely satisfied, I'll give you your money back and book somewhere and pay for it.
Yeah.
And this lady actually got rid of 2 clients. 6 weeks later, they came back. And they got a call from the other salon saying, please don't send us any more of your clients.
No. Grass isn't greener on the other side.
Okay, so a guarantee can be brilliant. The third thing you must have is policies and procedures. Yeah, you must have them in place. It's no good having your staff going, yeah, everything's going to be fine, everything's going to be dandy. No, you expect your staff to work in this way, to meet these criterias. You have to put in the training, the education, the staff meetings to do your side of it. Then you can ask them to do their side of it.
Yeah.
Without putting those things in place, you can never leave your business, because you always have to be there. You couldn't go off for a 6 weeks holiday.
No,
but
impossible.
if you have policies and procedures in place, you have systems. Systems make people free.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think sometimes people seem to think that everything, as you said, George, is just going to go along rosy. Everything's going to be roses.
It is rosy. Well, it's rosy.
It's great when that's happening,
but when it stops,
when something gets thrown into the, spanner gets thrown in the works, and a staff member, something like that, sort of crops up where things aren't going too well. Having policies and procedures in place, and right from the get-go. Yeah. So that everybody knows.
It's the best insurance you can have.
How the salon works and the rules and regulations, so to speak. It'll just make life easier.
Makes your training easier, makes your staff policies, everything is, and the staff are normally, the good staff are happy that you have them in place, because then they don't get any bludgers who are not pulling their weight and not doing the right thing. So.
And it cuts out those grey areas, everything's sort of black and white, It doesn't have to be, sort of really heavy stuff, but just knowing that they're all in place and in order.
And it's probably the second or third highest thing on our forum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Questions about workfare and disciplinary things, So when people get a problem, they get a real problem, and 99% of the time you can trace it back to the fact you didn't have a procedure in place, you didn't have a policy in place, you didn't follow the procedure. Now you have a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
If you follow all those things, and I don't care if it's England, Canada, America, New Zealand, Australia, and they're really strict in Australia, I can tell you. If you have the right policies and procedures in place, you will never have an issue.
No. Yeah. No. And it takes the weight off your shoulders.
Very much so. Systems and procedures will set you free. So make sure you've got some type of procedures back.
Okay. Absolutely.
Now what we're going to go through is when we take on new clients, and you may be a new client coming to us in the next few weeks or whatever, there are really 8 steps that we go through, that we get everybody to go through. And we've been doing it for 10 years, and these really, really work. And one of the first things we get people to do, we say, look at your list and tell us how many people have not been back to see you in the last 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
And normally it's pretty big. Somebody with a list of 2,000 people, it might be 300 or 400 people haven't been back to see them. Now, if they've not been back to a hair salon, beauty salon, day spa for 2 or 3 months, unless they're the occasional person who literally does do it only when they've saved up some money, or they get a gift voucher, they're lost to you.
Yeah.
They're what we call dead clients. So we have a very simple system. It's called Raise the Dead. Okay. And it's also called Rupert the Dog.
Yeah. So
because
gorgeous.
We've been using a letter that's called Rupert the Dog. So it's actually a letter from a dog. Now a lot of people go, oh, I can't send a letter from a dog. Well, send it from a parrot.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The only point of the letter is to get the letter read.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go through the system. It's written down there for you. Make a list of all the clients who haven't been back to you in the last 2 to 3 months. If it's a big list, then maybe chop it down and say, right, these are the people who haven't been back in the last 3 to 6 months, and stop there.
Yeah.
Get it to about 100 to 200 so you can do some good testing. Put together a brilliant offer for them.
Yeah, it's got to be good.
It's got to be a good offer. And the cheaper the offer is, the more people you're going to get back. But if it's very cheap, you need to make sure that you're really going to be on top of rebooking and upselling them once they get to the salon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, a system in place so that you know exactly what to do.
A system in place.
Your therapists or stylists know exactly what they've got to do.
Yeah. Then write a brilliant letter that goes out to them to go with it. Okay. We have one called Rupert the Dog, and it comes in the Salon Owners on Fire system.
Yeah.
But that has been proven. When I say proven, is we've used it over the last 10 years with hundreds of salons in different countries, Finland, Cyprus, Malta, America, England, Ireland, all around the world, and it works absolutely superbly anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in Russia, you need to change the language. Okay. But basically, it's a letter that gets read.
Yeah.
With all this stuff, all the direct marketing, what we need to do is get it to the kitchen table and generally get the female of the house to be reading it.
Yeah, because the thing is that with so much, things going into your all the stuff that does get put in your letterbox, you want people to go, okay, well that can go in the bin, but hang on, what's this?
Yeah.
I'll take that inside and I'll have a look.
So these are the secrets for getting the letter opened on the kitchen table. Put it in a blank white envelope.
Yep.
Okay. Write it by hand. Okay, because it looks like it comes from your grandmother.
Yeah.
People will always open handwritten envelopes. Put a stamp on it. Do not get it post-stamped.
No.
Okay, put the stamp at 17 degrees off centre. So it does look like your grandmother. Put it on there wrong. Okay.
Upside down.
You can put it upside down. Normally just 70% will do. Okay. That will get opened. So when you get 100 people sent out, you can almost guarantee that 95%, 100% have actually opened the letter, started to read it. That's all you need that envelope system to do. And that's the way I've just told you how to do it. And then post the letter. Don't leave it on the shelf because it's not going to do anything on there.
It's not going to help.
Not going to help at all. Okay. Then you will get some response. Okay. We've used the Rupert the Dog letter and it's got anywhere from a 3 or 4% response. Normally that's where people have cheeked about with it a little too much. They put the offer up a bit too high, to a 95% response. I think if you look on our website, you can see one lady there actually got a 95% response.
Yeah,
she had a free thing and she had an offer that they could upgrade the free thing. So what then happened is she worked really hard and she got about 85% of those people who came through to upgrade and to rebook. And rebooking is the important thing. That's the whole point of the exercise.
Yeah. And when people know they're getting something for free, so to speak, you talk about an upgrade, 99% of the time they're going to grab it.
All the time they're going to do it.
Because they think, well, I didn't have to pay for the actual service, but now I'm going to have, okay, I'll go for that.
Yeah, and listen, there's somebody you know already. They know you. They're probably very happy with you. The reason they haven't been back is you haven't given them a reason to. It's not them, it's you. You haven't given them a good enough reason to pick up the phone and book.
They haven't left because they don't like you. They haven't left because they couldn't stand the salon or something like that.
They
Life
just
gets in the way sometimes, and you just need to prompt their memory or prompt their, their, what do I say?
Memory. That's what you said.
That's good.
That's good enough.
Do.
The next point is, and this comes from a system called the Dunning sequence. So anybody who's ever had electricity, telephone, water, gas, oil has had one of these sent to them. It's a bill, and you get a bill. Okay, you don't pay it, you put it away, you forget about it, you go later. Okay, you don't have the money in the bank at the time, you want to go out and spend some money on a car or something like that, or a meal, whatever. So the utility companies obviously sit there and go, well, they're not going to pay the bill and give up, don't they?
No,
they do not.
Unfortunately, no.
They send the next letter, and that's exactly what you've got to do. You take out the people who've responded, and you send the next letter. So let's say you've sent 100 letters, you've got 10 responses, you're going to take those 10 people out, send it to the 90 who haven't responded.
And you've got to do it 10 days later.
You've got to do it within a period,
That's
7
right.
to 10 days.
Within that fortnight, no more. Because otherwise, because often that first letter's just sitting there and still hasn't been read.
Yeah.
So the second one prompts them and thinking, oh, hang
Very
on,
much
there's two of these.
So the first letter needs to talk about the second letter needs to talk about the first letter. And our Rupert the Dog system does that. Okay. And then, if they don't respond to that, what do we do? Another one, this time in a postcard. Okay, a postcard is already open.
Yeah.
And it gives them, the great thing about the postcard, they get it, they go, right, this is the third one I've got now, I'm either going to call them or not going to call them. So, and often we find the biggest responses from the third letter.
Yeah.
The third letter,
and you think about it with your bills, often third time, oh my God, I've got to pay this.
Yeah.
Things are getting a little serious here.
Yeah.
Let's get this done.
The Dunning sequence has 7. 7. So it's normally the bill, nice reminder, purple reminder, red reminder. You get a court, you're in court.
Yes.
Okay, that's basically the Dunning sequence. We've just taken the 3 parts of that, swapped it around so we give them something nice.
Yeah.
And how much are people going to respond more to get something nice than something nasty? They don't really want to pay their electricity bill. They just know they have to.
No, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. So we've talked about your salon list as well. So what we're going to do now is go through 5 great ways that we can build the list up. So I hope that last system worked for you. You understood how you can get your lost clients back, because there's gold in your database, there's gold in your list.
People often think new client, and forget that they've got such a huge array of people that they've already serviced. People know how good they are. They just need that prompting to bring them back into the salon.
Very much so, very much so.
Take advantage of that.
If you have a good list and you have a good referral system and you work them hard, you may never need to do another system again.
No, that's right.
You may never need to do it again. And I know businesses who work on 100% referral rate. Okay? They don't lose clients because they have really good service and a brilliant referral system. It takes some time and effort to get there.
It does. It does.
We talk about all the things in our systems, all the ads and stuff, and that works really well to that, because you're giving your existing clients new offers. And how much more response are you going to get from an existing client than trying to get a new client? Getting a new client is really hard. It's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not.
It's not an easy thing to do.
And once you get that new client, holding on to them is so hard.
Okay.
So
first thing though is to grow your list. So what we're going to go through is doing that. So the easiest way to do it is very simple. One of these, have it in the salon, have the information printed out on it that you know about the client. Next time they come in, update it.
And it's not hard. Each day you just know, okay, well, these are the people that are coming in today. We're missing their email address. We're missing their home address or something like that. So it's already there. For the ones that you have no information on, they've got a blank one to fill out.
And every walk-in who comes in just asks for prices, whatever, try and get them to fill one out as well. And maybe give them a new introductory pack if you can't service them then, or they're just looking for prices. Again, on Salon Owners on File, we have great introductory packs with referral systems in there, and they work absolutely superbly well. So update the details in the salon, okay?
People are quite responsive to this too, because it happens everywhere you go. You walk into a dental surgery, they ask you for information. You walk into a beauty salon a boutique. They want your information so they can send you.
You don't have to hide it from them. I'm not drinking beer, by the way. I'm drinking cordial.
That's what they all say.
Beer at Christmas or whiskey at Christmas. And it's very simple. You just say we're updating our database. That's it. People understand you're updating their database. You don't have to hide it. You just have to we'll take this. We may send you some offers and stuff.
It shows professionalism too, I think.
Very much so. Another great way is using vouchers. So especially on the web, if you're just collecting, their first name and email address, so that you're building up a database in that way, use vouchers to do it. So you're actually, giving them something for the fact that they're giving you their details. So that's a brilliant way of doing it. Using your app to actually build clients up is a great way of doing it. Getting
I love apps.
The apps work superbly well. So if you're a salon and you don't have an app, give us a call. Have a look at smartsalonapp.com. Having an app for your business is a great way to put a ring fence around your clients. Is a brilliant way of doing it.
Absolutely.
Let's face it, everybody is using those little smartphones, and having an app is the best way to get them to use it.
So often hear people saying, we use word of mouth.
Word of mouth is brilliant.
Are basically the same sort of thing, because your clients can share that app with their friends.
That is word of mouth. It's like, do you have your details? Download their app. There it is.
That's right.
So all those things support word of mouth, because word of mouth is the best marketing ever.
Definitely.
But what people don't have is they don't have systems as we have in Salon Owners on Fire that systemize the word of mouth system. Word of mouth beats anything any day. Beats me building websites, beats any type of direct marketing, all those types of things. But you need systems in place to support it. And apps and certificates and referral systems like the Queen of Referral system that we have absolutely supports that and does a great job of doing it. But apps are a great way of helping build your list in a different way.
And an app can go to so many people. True word of mouth, you're only going to see so many people. Whereas an app, they might have 40 friends that they just want to share that with. Bang, it's gone out to 40 people. That's quicker than normal word of mouth.
And normally what you have on the app and you have on your website, and you should have it in your store as well, is signing up for your newsletter list. Whether it's a hard copy one Yeah, we do talk about hard copy. Having 2 or 3 pages just simply printed and sent out works absolutely superbly. Get a great deal of results from them for everybody who actually does them.
Yeah.
But of course you can have an email one, but email open rates are getting harder and harder.
Yeah,
getting very hard to open up. But having a newsletter list sign up of some way is also a great way of building a list. The other way is using what we call the Queen of Referral system, which is giving out referrals to some of your best clients and getting cards, so it's a voucher for them to give to their friends to bring people in. Yep.
And rewarding those rewarding the VIPs that have given those referrals out.
Yeah.
So
those are just 5 ways. There are hundreds of ways to build your list. I've actually helped write a book on it, and there literally are hundreds of ways to build a list. But those are the top ways we would say for salons to do it now. But so the first one, just to go back through them, grab the details within the salon. Have some vouchers that require them to give you their name and email address. Have an app with a name capture system on it.
Yeah.
Have a newsletter sign up system, and have some type of referral system to build it. Okay. And now what we're going to talk about now is 2 super hacks that have come out really in the last. They've been important in America for probably 18 months, and they're getting very important in Australia. They've been pretty important in the UK and Canada, and that's review systems. Okay, review systems are getting bigger and bigger. Everybody's been used to review systems on eBay. eBay made that change about 5-6 years ago, where sellers were reviewed, so you can go on there and look and see, are they a trusted seller? Have they been reviewed? What's their star rating about?
What are people saying about them?
And this comes from actually a piece of scientific research done from Harvard Business School, where they looked at the change in having a Yelp listing. Now, most people will probably know now about Yelp. If you don't know, just go and look it up online. But that's a review system. And what they studied is in restaurants, very similar to salons, having a Yelp listing move from 3 points to 4.5 points with over 50 reviewers.
Yeah.
And what they found is that made a difference of about 14 to 18% in turnover. That is massive.
It's absolutely massive.
Massive. Just by getting
your life.
A good review system. That can change. Listen, the difference between, if you're at break even and then you suddenly put 18% on your turnover, happy days.
Yeah.
Everything's possible.
Lifted. You're living the life that you really, deserve.
Yeah. And we all know that you can get reviews. You can get them from your clients. Not every client will review them. They say they do, and nothing ever happens. Now, what we have with Salon Owners on Fire is actually a review system.
Yeah.
And again, very simple. It's just based on the fact that when most people ring up, so based on the system that, when somebody rings you up and asks you for a review for a job, it's called a referral. The first words out of your mouth is, "Hi, yeah, what do you want me to say?" So, what we have at the end when the client leaves is what we call the happy form.
Yeah.
So when a client's happy, they're leaving the salon. Obviously, you say, you had a great time today. Would you mind if I just asked you a few questions? Have a sheet with 6 questions on it that they have to answer, and 1 or 2 just they have to tick yes or no to, and just say, did you enjoy your service? Blah blah blah. And in Salon Owners on Fire, we actually have a system that does that already written for you.
All done.
You take that data and you type it up.
Yeah. It takes the onus off that client.
Yeah.
But they've done what you needed them to do. There's nothing, you're not hiding anything.
No.
You've got honest, down-to-earth information that you can put onto your website.
So you type it up and tidy it up into nice paragraphs, maybe add a bit to it, not too much.
No.
What you then do is email it to that client with a few of your review links at the bottom and say, please could you cut and paste this so they have to do hardly any work into a local thing. Like in Australia, we have something called True Local, which is owned by the Yellow Pages. Into Yellow Pages, into Yelp, into Facebook, into Google Places. Ask them for 4 or 5, they'll do 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Let's face it, you'll ask 10 people, 4 or 5 will do it. But if you've asked 100 people, suddenly you're up to that 50 review thing.
Yeah.
So bang.
You've made a difference.
You've made a very, very, very big difference to your business.
And for the time it takes and the rewards that come back from something like that.
Huge.
It's just... you just can't calculate how well that's...
Well, you can.
Well, you can...
14 to 18%.
If you're George, you really do calculate that out.
He does.
But, it really does make a difference. So reviews, we can't say enough about them.
Yeah. The other hack that's been working really well is just sending out simple SMSs to people. So many people have got phones. Yeah, your salon system may send out your appointments in this amount of time, but actually sending out not just offers but updates about the salon. We've had a modelling night. Go and have a look at the pictures.
Yeah.
Here's an offer. Something else. Social. So people get used to the SMSs coming out for you. It's a quick read. The open rate on email at the moment, you're doing fantastically well if you're getting 8 to 10% open rate on email. SMS and push notifications, 97% open rate and read rate.
Yeah.
So don't abuse it, but use it. Okay. So that media, the message is the same.
Yeah.
The offers are the same, but the media is just slightly different.
Slightly different.
Working
it's short and
brilliantly
sweet too.
Very
Short
much.
and sweet. I mean, you can't help but read them.
No.
People are addicted to reading what comes up on their phone.
Yeah, all the time.
Even if it's just planting a seed all the time.
Yeah. And now we've got 8 ways to monetize that list that we've been talking about. So first of all, build your list, and then here probably, and I would say these are probably in line. These are the most important things that we see most businesses not really doing. Have a great rebooking script and use it every single time a client comes in.
Yeah.
And what we mean by that is when a client is leaving the salon, the question is not, would you like to book your next appointment? Because what is that? That's a yes and no question, isn't it?
It's pretty easy to get out of.
Yes and no. It should be something like, Janine, we see that you come in on a Thursday morning. You need a top up in about four weeks' time. I've got the Thursday on the 25th at 10 o'clock, or would Friday at 9:30 be better for you? Yeah. Which one would you like?
Yeah.
A yes or a yes?
Yeah.
They have to work to say no.
That's it. And by saying, just the fact that we're booking up, I don't want you missing out. We've got these dates available.
Yeah. And putting that through staff training, we have a whole system of staff training videos and other bits and pieces within the Salon Owners on Fire system. And the difference that makes
it's
to
done
people.
For you. There's a script already there.
Yeah.
It's simple.
But the difference it makes to your turnover is absolutely incredible. Losing a week or 2 weeks of everybody on your list. Think of that everybody misses. They come back a week later. At the end of the year, that's a month. Okay, because every time they've come in, they've missed a week.
Yeah.
So less time that rather than coming back 8 times a year, they've come back 6 times a year.
Yeah.
So that's 2 visits you've lost.
Yeah. And who wants to do that?
Times that by your whole database, times that by $100, and suddenly you'll see the reason for rebooking.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference. Just to let you know, world's best practice is about 82%. Okay?
Yeah.
The next thing is, again, have a script for selling retail products. Okay? We find it all the time. People are not selling enough retail in salons.
I don't want to be pushy.
They want to be pushy. Most of your technicians are not salespeople, okay? But they have great knowledge of the product.
Yeah.
Remember these 2 phrases. Telling is selling. All you've got to do when they're having the service done, show them the product, let them smell the product, feel the product, see the point of sale on the front of the product, tell them what the product does, and your sale is 80% over.
It. So many people over the time that I've been in the beauty industry and the hair and beauty industry, of course, say, I've never been told that. It's great. I didn't even realise that would do that, or that that was available to me. Yeah. So informing clients is so important, and it's invaluable. And of course, having your therapist trained well and giving them a script that they basically become very efficient. It becomes second nature to them, and that's what you want.
Let's face it, generally, you as a salon owner are going to be selling better, more professional products than where the client's probably buying them now.
Yeah, yeah.
They're going to get a better result. They're going to be happier. They're going to come back and buy more.
They're going to refer.
Yeah. You're going to be happy because you're making good retail sales.
Yeah.
Your staff are going to be happy because they're going to be earning more commission.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a win-win-win.
Yeah.
It's the way to go. Sell memberships. If you need a little cash bump now and again to pay a tax bill or get a new piece of, sell a few memberships to people, so you're actually bringing that money in early. Don't oversell yourself, but sell a few packages. Put a package together over a 6-month period or something like that, so people can buy into them. Yeah. Again, in the Salon Owners on Fire system that we'll show you, we have the whole system of how that's laid out.
Yeah.
But basically, think about a membership system from a gym. It's monthly. It might be 3 months. It may be 6 months. It may be your services. And the great thing about that is you get all that money up front. Don't overdo it. get that money up front. The great thing is they'll also buy product as they go along. The people who are prepaid, the money's gone.
Sometimes we get salon owners saying to us, but if I make that money up front, then I haven't got anything when they're coming in. Then they're not looking at the bigger picture of the fact that when a client comes back for a service that they've paid for ages ago, they're not even thinking. They're thinking, I don't have to pay a thing today, but you refer products to them. You talk about the retail products, and you've made sales.
Excellent.
And because they haven't had to take that plus the cost of the service out of their wallet, they're just getting something new, more than happy to part with money for their retail products. So it's basically that double up. You've got the money up front, plus you're also able to offer them something when they come in.
And a great way and place to sell them is actually at the VIP nights that we talk about here.
Amazing.
So putting on a VIP night, I'm sure all of you have done it. You've all had some product company come in and help you, put on a speaker, do that. It worked tremendously well. And when I ask clients, have you ever put on a VIP? And, oh yeah, we did a great one 3 years ago, and all these people came, and we sold all this product.
Made all this money.
And why didn't you do it again? And what was the answer? I forgot. I didn't do it.
There's a lot of work. But it wasn't actually a lot of work. If you have a system in place and you know how to do it, your therapists know or your stylists know exactly what they've got to do. It can be done. And also, George, you don't have to do it on a huge scale.
No, you don't have to have 150 people in the room.
Little VIP events for maybe 4 people. And I'm going to be looking at putting something together that I think will help a lot of salons in that area. And it's a no-brainer. It's easy.
It's easy. Lee used to do days. I mean, he used to sell like $5 grand worth of product.
Unbelievable. We do, and that was with 24.
Sorry
people.
For Americans, 5K.
That's with 24 people in 4 hours. Quick, efficient treatments, but writing a lovely prescription for them, and basically retail. So they're getting something for free when they come in, but you're retailing to them, and the people part with their money very easily. You make it a fun event, and they get excited and they enjoy the whole thing, and of course retail sales.
And the most important thing, always add extra appreciation for the client who's brought her guests in.
Well, that's it. Putting it to say you and a friend, bring a friend or something to that effect. And the other thing, of course, is making it special for that particular thing. So if they rebook or they buy something, there's another offer. That they're going to get when they come back.
We've had tremendous success, and the Facebook forum is full of successful owners who've done huge amounts of money, absolutely huge amounts of money on one event. And let's be honest, the first one is probably a bit of work to set up, but once you get into it, easy peasy. Of course it is. And it was the same for me when I first started doing them. I was exhausted after the first one, but then I just got into such a routine that it became second nature, and it just flowed. And so did the money coming back in, which was really lovely. And the next point is doing joint ventures. We've talked before. We talked about what type of clients you have and what type of businesses do they do business with, and using referrals of naturopaths. If you're into beauty and you've got fat cab machines or any type of fat reduction machines or cellulite machines, it's great to go with fitness people, personal trainers. For the day spas, going along to your local BMW garage, your local Lexus garage, your top end garage, and giving them things like a hamper for new car sales and put it in the car of every female.
People that are working on commission levels, reaching goals within their business, real estate, all that type of thing.
Hair and beauty moving together. In the States that doesn't work so well because they obviously do both, but very simple to do. The other one is, and it almost made it into the 2 super hacks, but at the moment we're talking about monetizing your list, is actually do a weekly video and put an offer at the end of it. That is working superbly well. You don't need a website for it. You can just have a YouTube channel. Very simple to set up. On a mobile phone, Android or Apple, you can just take the video on there. They have brilliant cameras on there, far better actually than some of the video cameras you can buy. Make sure the sound works okay, try and turn off sound behind it. Interview, a testimonial, put something on there about a new service, something on there you've done, maybe a little informational thing. 1 minute to 3 minutes, put an offer on the end. You can go into the YouTube editor and just write some stuff on there now.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant, all free of charge. Press the button, get it done.
Yeah, and it gives potential clients the insight
Yeah.
into your salon and possibly
Yeah, the look and feel. And
the people that will be, looking after them.
Yeah. Another one is buy one get one free promotions. And the way we look at this, what we were trying to do is not here as discount, but it's like buy one, it may be get 3 free. What we're talking about there is saying, right, okay, you get this service and you get these other services for a reduced or lower price, but you can't use them together. You have to come back to the salon a number of times. And again, the reason for that is getting them coming back to the salon, getting them used to rebooking, getting them to know where the parking is in the area, just building up habits.
And it's proven that if you can get clients into your salon 3 times, chances are
3 times
they are going to be a long-term client.
Yeah. Okay. So those type of promotions, just think, how can I do that to get them back 3 or 4 times? Use different services, something on the face, something on the body, something on the legs. If your hair, a different treatment, maybe a conditioning treatment, using the that stuff with the GHD heat combs, where you've got heat protection on them, maybe a vitamin E,
massages, that type
whatever.
of thing.
Just 3 times, get them into the salon. 80% chance of them becoming a rebooking client for the rest of their lives, or until you give them a reason not to come back.
And they need to know that there's other, areas to your salon. So that's why we talk about doing something different each time. And you're being able to show them, well, we can do this, and we can do this, and we can do this. So why would they want to go anywhere else?
Which talks about upselling the services. So always have an offer for a bigger value thing. You've all got into McDonald's or Hungry Jack's, as they call them, or Burger King in the States, and you've all heard the following: would you like fries with that? Okay. That simple statement increased McDonald's turnover by 14%. Massive profit in chips.
Can I supersize it?
Then he went to, would you like a meal? Would you like to supersize? So giving them extra added value. You may be only actually taking an extra $1 or $2 from them. With a Big Mac meal for $8, you take it up to $9. It might be you're taking a service from $50 to $75. Might be $75 to $90. Might be $100 to $120. But what you're doing is getting more money out of that client. There's only 3 ways to make money. You get more clients, you get clients coming in more often, and you get them to spend more money. So that's the spending more money. Okay, and it really does work.
Absolutely.
Imagine if you could upsell all your clients by 14% by saying some simple words like, would you like fries with that? Would you like us to do an extra service on your hair? Would you like to do an extra service when you come in for a beauty treatment?
Today we're offering such and such. And that's the sort of thing you can do, is offer an upsell type service just on the day. You don't have to put out word to everyone. It can be as clients come in, something else is offered to them. And having that in place from the morning, you talk about it, right, we're going to upsell this today to our clients.
Now, you've heard us talk a lot about marketing today, haven't you? And we're going to show you some tools and systems in a second that can help you with that marketing. But the last thing on the worksheet is, I'm committed to getting off the tools on. And as a salon owner, one of the things we ask all the people who join our biggest program, My Social Salon, is, when are you going to get off the tools? Because everything we talked about here takes time.
Absolutely.
Running your staff takes time. Doing the payroll takes time. Doing the marketing, the most important, takes time. And you can't work on the tools and be a salon business owner properly. Okay?
No.
You really have to get off the tools. At least for 3 days a week. At least for 3 days a week. Some people come to us and go, oh, I've got clients that come in.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. I can't do it. And I'll tell you what normally happens is something happens in their life. We've had one client, unfortunately, break a wrist and her arm. And she was doing eyebrows and fat calf. Couldn't do it. Terrible thing happened. Within 6 weeks, she doubled her income. Absolutely awful, because she started working on the business, not in the business. We had somebody, Geraldton, north of Perth, where we are at the moment. Went to the doctor said, congratulations, 3 months pregnant with twins. Very big shock to her. Very big shock. And she'd made a life decision. If she was going to have children, she was going to stay at home and work with them. 6 months she doubled the size of a salon, okay, and within a year and a half of managing it from afar by putting in systems, she'd managed to sell it for twice what she thought. And the reason the broker and the accountant told her is because you have marketing systems that bring in the business, and the people who are looking to buy the business are always worried that you're going to leave and they're not going to have any new clients. But because we can systematically, scientifically prove you've done these things and it results in that business, they're willing to pay this much more for it. And she retired from that business very happy.
Yeah, extreme.
Okay? So
Was
they got off the tools because they... No, it was the girl. It was Marnie who broke her arm. She's now moved to Canada. She bought the Jeep for cash.
Yeah, that's right.
6 weeks, she doubled her income. About 4 months later, she turned up around the back. There's a video of her on the Salon Owners on Fire. And you listen to her say this with recording it on her mobile phone. You can only just hear some of the things she says. Greg says, what happened in the last year, and she turned around. She goes, and 5 months ago, I was on the bare bones of my ass. She said, and then I broke my arm. Then everything happened because I had to put systems in place and I had to get the staff to do it. I couldn't do it anymore. That's when she really made the difference. So if you don't want to be in the same position you are today, make a change. Because just doing the same things, you're going to be exactly where you are in a year's time. So when we say I'm committed to getting off the tools, you guys need to put your own data in place, put the systems in place, and we'll show you some systems in a second that can help you do that. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at the Salon Owners on Fire system. So what it is made up of 3 components. The first one being a website membership system where all the beautiful templates, training videos and everything we've talked about are contained. And we'll look actually at some Christmas stuff in a second.
Really important at the moment.
Yeah, okay. So you get full membership of that for 2 years. Okay. You get membership of the Facebook group system with hundreds of other salon owners, and we've had salon owners start selling foot peel, got lots of customers from it, then sold it to the distributor, sold it for them, all based around the fact of making connections and doing things on there. So it's a very active group, and it's a great group to be on. We also have a webinar like this, but with great training, very specific to the Salon Owners on Fire clients, and we answer any question that they come up with. So anything they want to know, whether it's about review systems, whether it's about new SMS marketing, whether it's about salon software, whether it's about occupational health and safety, whatever it is, we talk about that and we answer all your questions, and that happens once a month. And all of that is recorded in case you can't make the webinar and put it on the Salon Owners on Fire system.
So you can't miss it. You don't. There's no way that you can miss out on some
nothing.
Things
You will never miss out there. It's all there for you to digest. And we're going to go through and look at it.
And the investment, I just can't believe how affordable.
When
you think of what your investment is and what you're getting back, it just doesn't compare.
So the investment is a $995 investment. It's a one-off payment, and we've done that because the set of clients who just want to go, okay, it's paid, it's done, I've finished with it. We can put it on a small payment program, break it up into payments, but most people go, look, I know it's a commitment, I'm going to do it, I'm going to get off. Okay. So what we're going to show you now is what you get with the investment. So the first thing, and I'm just going to use some of the technology here to share my screen. Hopefully we can see that. The first thing that we're going to go and look at is, so we share that. Okay, it's actually not the Facebook group, but I'm going to pop over here. Now what I've done here is I've actually logged in to the system, Salon Professionals. So I've just had a username and password. So as soon as you join Salon Owners on Fire, okay, you can get a username and password that'll be sent to you within a few hours, and you can immediately get onto the system and start using the templates. Now, very simply, the easiest way to do it is like a Google thing. You just do a Google search. You can search up there, okay, but we also have categorized things for you down here. Okay, so obviously the latest things show up here, so you can see what people have been doing recently. You can see the packs we've been talking about, so that's like the review and the SMS system for using that. Best subject lines to getting emails opened. Okay, makes a real big difference. Difference of getting 4% to 8% open rates makes a big difference in sale. This is Anita. This is selling a membership system that we talked about in there, and that takes you through everything in there.
Look at that, 9,200 in 2 days.
Yeah, and some client, certain clients, she actually turned it off because she got frightened. She reckons she could have made she could have doubled that, but she just got scared. Now, when you do it the first time, these things happen.
Bet she's not scared this next time.
No, she's sick that she didn't do it. But as we said, like walk before you run, try it out, do it.
Yeah.
Okay? Even a plain girl will look stunning. The local paper news ad that Murray used to double her salon turnover. Double your turnover for a very small investment.
And a lot of people think that's just ludicrous. How am I ever going to do that?
Yeah.
It's proven.
Well, what we worked out today with, we talked to a day spa owner today, and we were saying, how much could you do in your salon? And when we worked out the figures for her, we took the figures of how many hours she had, how long the services were, how many rooms she had. We worked out a figure, and then we divided it by 85% to give you some fluff factor in there. Yeah. And it came out to a much bigger figure than she's doing at the moment.
She said if I could even
6
make
times.
half that, I'd be over the moon.
Yeah.
So, her expectations were just so limited.
They were limited, but when she saw
she certainly, her eyes popped out of her head.
Yep, very much so.
And she's gone away very excited.
Very, very excited. But again, one of the big things is you only have so much time, and you don't want to be doing all the hard yakka.
No.
We've done all that for you. So we talked about Christmas. Let's go and have a look at Christmas and see what there is in the system for you. Because what you want to be able to do is just go in there and go, Christmas, I need some ideas. I need something to do. And look, there's already lots of stuff in there for you for Christmas. So go in there and go, okay, well, lead up to Christmas. Okay, here's some templates ideas for you. 48 templates, all worth over $100 each on the system. We actually sell these individually, and they're all over $100 each. You get tens of thousands of these in the system. You never need to think again. You just go in there, click on it, download it. It's in US style, it's in European style. You can see A4 or US paper. Also for the newspaper ads, also for the DS letters, etc. Envelope sizes. Everything's done for you. You just click on it, you download it. You change a little bit in it. It's just in Word or in Publisher. You just change your name, change the phone number, change the offer around a bit, get it printed, send it off. They are print ready, so you can send them off to your local printer, and they're in the perfect sizes to do it. You don't need to do too much thinking.
There's nothing for you to think about.
This saves you hours and makes you money. These are every one of these templates have been used and used and used by our clients.
And out of 48, if you can't find something in there that appeals.
Okay, so those are just some of them. Let's go back. Remember that we looked in there and there were lots in there. So, for instance, the Lucky Dip system that we talked to a client about today. This is the system that helps you promote stuff into January and February. So you have a Christmas tree, you put prizes on it, and you sell people a booking in December and January. And if they make that booking, which you do as an offer, they get the chance to grab something off the tree. And on the tree you have something maybe from, $100 up to $500 they can actually win. So it's like, having something at the end of the till when you go to, the hardware store where they spin the wheel and you can win something. So it's just a great way.
I mean, it's an exciting time of the year. So
and listen,
this is a great way to build.
This can really help you get from losing money in the first 3 or 4 weeks of the new year to getting to break even, to getting into reasonable profit. Because you've done the work in December. Okay,
that's right.
You're not freaking out when you come back from holiday. And it's this thinking that makes the real difference between most of our owners. Between 6 months before they joined and 6 months after they joined, they are prepared. They do not panic. They know the system's there. They just have to type in what they want. They get it reflected back. They download it. They change it, and off they go.
Absolutely, because it's not just the Christmas period, the January period, I should say. There's sometimes you're taking a holiday. And you need to put something in place to have that build up before you go away, but also have the excitement of something to come back to and make up, recoup that money that you spent on your 6-week holiday in Europe or whatever.
So what I've done now is just quickly typed in events, and we can see there's triggers for Valentine's Day, for races, for school balls, websites, all different things that you can go in there. So and you type in calendar, you get the whole calendar of events. Throughout, the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. So it's all catered for. And again, you can just look through here and look for the things. Okay. And this is updated on a regular basis. And everything on here has worked for years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
Everything on there is proven. Everything on there has been used at least once by somebody else and proven to work.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stuff for a very small investment money. Okay. The next thing is the membership site. Now I can't take you through all of it because it is a private members group.
Yeah.
So if I showed you all of it, you'd be able to read it and it wouldn't be private.
Yeah.
But you can see that there's hundreds of members in there. Okay. And they're all talking all the time about what's going on. They're asking questions of each other. They're finding useful advice coming out of it. This, once you've been through this system for a while, you just accept that that's there. It's always going to be there for you. You can use whatever you need to be. This becomes your greatest resource.
Yeah, and I can see one of our newest members has already jumped on there.
Yep,
she's excited. She's introduced herself and she's ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and obviously the third thing, if we get back to the webinar, so we'll shut that down now. Okay, so we'll stop. Okay, so hopefully everybody saw that and the technology worked. Okay, okay, but that means that you can see the value of it. Now, at the moment, there's no online system. Basically, you have to ring us up. You have to ring up one of our resellers to ask for it. So in Australia, you need to ring 08 9443 9327 to buy, or go to worldwidesalonmarketing.com. And there's telephone numbers for all our resellers. So that covers, if you're in the UK, you have to ring the Australian office, but it covers Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America, Ireland.
Yeah.
Anything else?
How easy is that?
Very simple. Very simple. So if you're interested, drop the dime, have a talk to us. We're real people. We answer the phones all the time.
Yeah.
We're not like a lot of companies that just do stuff online. You never get an answer. You get those horrible blooming telephone answering systems. No, we're here. We answer the phone.
And we want to take the pressure off.
Yeah.
I think that's half the thing these days, is making life a little easier. And by investing in something like this, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. Do yourself a favour.
I wished I'd known about it when I was in my salon many years ago.
Well, when I opened my restaurant, if I knew there was something like this for the restaurant, I would have crawled over broken glass to get to it. And the hours and hours I spent on writing letters and stuff that I threw away and didn't work, and
screwing them up, throw that in the bin and start again.
And just ideas.
Days of that, because by the time sometimes you just get to the I can't be bothered, or you've missed the boat.
You've forgotten.
You've missed the boat.
You've forgotten.
One of our owners the other day, who's just joined, she was telling us that she wanted to set up something for the school holidays, and she said to her husband, I really wanted to put out a promotion for the school holidays, mum and daughter package. And he said, well, when did the school holidays start? And she said, last week.
Yeah, the half over finished.
She'd missed it.
Yeah, and all because she didn't have the time or resources like we have.
And she was working in the salon. How was she going to do it?
Yeah.
Whereas she could have just jumped on, done the template, out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's it. Goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
Okay. Speak soon.
Bye.